State. Thank you guys for being here. Coach, if you wouldn't mind starting with the opening statement, and then we'll open up for questions. When we go around the room, please identify yourselves and your media organization. Also, we will have a full video recording of the press conference available at the Sanford Sports YouTube page after the game. So that, Coach, the floor is yours.
First, what a great opportunity for our program and our team. And, thank you to Sanford Pentagon for having us. They were incredible hosts and just a really great experience for us. It was our first match as well. So we're really just trying to gain information about where we're at and what we need to work on, what we're good at, where are we. And so I thought it was an excellent day for that. I thought we did some good things. And then it showed some things we need to work on. So overall, I was pleased with how we played, how hard we played. Obviously got kind of lost a little bit at some of the end of those sets, but I think we played hard, played aggressive, and that's not always easy in this environment, but I think it was a good first match for us and it told us a lot.
All right, with that, we'll open up for questions.
Can you just start? Despite their late in the fourth set, but honestly,
I thought it was good. Yeah, I mean, we were right there, and we were competitive. We were taking aggressive swings. I thought most of the night we were assertive, both in serving and passing, and a lot of the things that we did. So we'll go back and watch little films. What's the difference there? A couple things, but I thought generally we fought hard all night, even if the score got away from us a little bit. There were times when it felt like we were too far behind to catch up, but not we fought.
For either one of the players, how was it playing in an atmosphere like this, even in the spring ball?
I feel like this arena is really cool. Like, it doesn't fit a ton of people, but I felt like it. I mean, obviously the Nebraska fans were really loud, and it was this really cool environment to play in. I mean, I've never been in an arena with Nebraska fans, so I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought it was a privilege to be able to play here. Just like we are used to playing for our own fans and stuff, and we usually have a pretty good crowd. So seeing that on the other end, especially from Husker fans and stuff. So I feel like it was a privilege to be able to play here with a really good team, and then also really intense fans. And I think that's something that we need to work on, being able to play in that environment as well. So yeah.
Christy, looking at Husker Max, you just went out, but I think Morgan had to come back.
Yeah.
That for you too. But then across the net, Nebraska is using two completely different lineups. Are you jealous of their depth that they have?
I don't know. I'd say jealous, but there's good and bad to that. It's hard to get in rhythm when you're playing a lot of different people. So we don't have that problem. we don't have many people, spare bodies. So they're fortunate to have all those incoming freshmen. Ours are not. We have one here, and they're not all here yet. So that probably makes for a fun practice environment for them as well. They got a lot of people in the gym. They're probably going at it pretty hard. So, yeah. But when the good thing about not having spare bodies is it does allow us to get in rhythm. Morgan again, kudos to Morgan. She was a senior, ready, put out the door, and hadn't even really been training with us. And we begged her and asked her to come back and play. And in this day and age, that's a pretty generous thing for her to do, give up a lot of her time and come and do this. So I just want to thank her again. She stepped up big time.
Earlier in the week, Coach DBK said she grew up idolizing you, and it was be an honor to coach against her. What are the thoughts on your side?
I feel the same, not growing up idolizing her, obviously, because I'm a bit older, but always respected her so much as a player. Really respected and admired what she did, building the program at Volleyball. And I think I told someone this week, when they announced her name for the Nebraska job, I thought, yep, that's the right call. That's such a great decision. So she's a phenomenal person, coach. And I'm really happy to see her doing what she's doing. And I think this is the beginning of a lot of great things for her in the program.
how special is it for you to see former program alumni leading their own programs? Not just you, not just her, but several others too.
Yeah, I mean, I love seeing players get into coaching and doing really good things. And there's a lot of pressure to do what she's doing. I mean, I admire that. It's, you know, I'm sure you understand how much pressure that is, especially when you're an alum and it's your own school and program. That is not an easy thing to take on. And I think she's doing it with such grace and, you know, doing a phenomenal job. And, yeah, there's a lot of us out there now coaching, and it's really cool to see.
With that connection with Dani, how much of an opportunity do you think there is to bring this into the regular season down the road?
Yeah. Yeah, I've been thinking about that a lot this week. And, you know, when Nebraska left the conference, it was kind of like, well, we're not in a hurry to play them. We'll play them again sometime, but, you know, and we played them a little bit, but not, you know, we need to get back to that. So, you know, we're 3 hours away, maybe 3.5, but, you know, I think we'll travel well there. Well, I don't know if we'll get tickets, but, you know, we would love to play there, and we would, love to have them back in Hilton. So I hope we can find a way to make that happen.
Pam, Coach talked about how this was a learning experience. What do you take from this match that can apply for?
I would say it's more of a mental testament to our team. Like, we have some young people, and then it's just a group that I feel like, yes, we have a bit of like experience together, but like it's still a new system. So taking that with like comfortability and just learning to be like more mentally tough in these situations. So I think that's the biggest thing we're going to take away. And then just continuing to play hard, and like even when there's like mistakes and like things that might not be going right in the moment, like trying to turn that switch and like figuring out like what else can I do in that moment. So.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And like we have, you know, a new freshman that was in the middle, and she did an phenomenal job. But just playing in like that high competition, like it's just a really cool opportunity for us to get better and learn from that.
That will let you guys go. Thank you so much for
Thank
being
you.
here. Appreciate you, and good luck with the rest of your spring season. Be joined shortly by the crew from Nebraska. One heads up for the media. I apologize for this. We are recording off of the green light back there. So if you guys could try and steer to the right or left, that would be awesome. Big crew coming here, so I'm not sure. Sorry.
Situation was we have this nice in, but I'm gonna get one direction. Shot. I'm sorry. I'm your princess. Trying to get her off. Did you? Yeah. I wanted that.
I'm not blocking you, am I?
No, it's great. Oh, you're good.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I'm the edge. We didn't have to know. It was when you were on, and you got a little bit, as far as you had, let me finish.
I think probably it's pretty like sure. What? That's looking good. Yeah. Officer. Don't get it. No.
Sorry.
Is it more?
You hit it. You're like great, and then they like rock a little bit, and it's not your camera, it's your arm.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna have this.
Coach,
Hello.
you want to wait for your players, or do you want to?
No, I'll
start?
go.
You'll go, great. Hop in, excellent. We are, Coach DiVita came to Nebraska. Coach, if you wouldn't mind just giving us a quick opening statement, then we'll open up for questions.
Yeah, super great atmosphere for, especially for a spring match. Like I thought it was high quality event. So thank you to the Pentagon and the people of Sioux Falls. That our team played really well, and Iowa State is a nice team. The way they play pushed us, and thought we handled it really well, especially the consistency of our team.
Great. That will open up for questions from the media.
Just two different lineups too. I mean, we used C's to C's, the level play, not drop off 6-7.
Yeah, and that was the goal, you know, and we gave our players a plan going into the day this morning, what we're gonna do, and again, they handled it really well.
What are your initial thoughts on the three freshmen who came in and played?
And, you know, they've been great in practices and they've raised the level of our gym. They bring a really fun joy to the game, and it's great to see them, you know, step up. And I thought they all three had some really good moments.
What stood out about the way Virginia just came out confident in that first set?
Yeah, just the fact she came out super confident, and you know, she didn't play back row last year. She had some awesome swings from the back row, and you know, getting her to be as confident as we can would be huge for the team.
Similar question about Skyler. Again, giving out a ton of confidence sitting over.
Yeah, Skyler had an awesome match, and again, she, you know, hasn't played back row hardly at all in a game. I thought she held her own really well back there. So just to see her swing away, great, and not let maybe some errors in the back row affect her front row. I thought that was a great step for her.
How do you coach that confidence? Is that stuff in the practice with them, or is that off the court? How do you build that
I
confidence?
think a lot of it is in the gym, you know, giving these players as many opportunities as you can as a coach, and making sure they know that you trust them. And then of course the relationship building piece is really important, and just being here for a year, I think that's grown a lot, you know, in 12 months that I've been here. So, you know, I can coach them, I think, a little more appropriately. I know our player styles a little bit more. So I think that showed, especially for some of those players that didn't have that many opportunities last year.
Do you feel a noticeable difference just a year later in your second spring and how you are, you know, coaching?
I don't think players probably wouldn't say they notice much. Maybe, no, I guess I just feel more comfortable now that I know them and can have conversations and push them a little bit more than, you know, maybe last year there was some hesitancy there.
Virginia didn't have the opportunity to play in the spring last year as Christy signed in. How beneficial do you feel like that to jumpstart for the regular season having this match?
Yeah, I think springs are so important, and in development and relationship building and confidence, and you know, kind of setting the stage going into the fall, and you get all that training. You have a short break, and then our players kind of know what to do in the summer and how they want to go about open gym. So the spring's always really important. It's also really fun. There's less pressure, and you really just focus on getting better each day and building relationships, and the team, you know, building some team culture. Every team's different. So it's really good to get a head start on that starting in January with our entire team being here.
Folks are really Bergen to have the night you did and cap it off with an ace and just play in front of this environment in your hometown.
Yeah, and it's always really special being in your hometown. I know the Sioux Falls people, they travel to Nebraska frequently to watch us and watch her. But to do it in your hometown where there's a lot of pride, I think it's pretty special for her.
How would you describe how she felt about being here when she first heard that it was coming here, but also the team dinner with?
Yeah, I think she was really fired up and just appreciative that we were going to do this. And her parents like put on a team dinner, and it's always really important to me and to just the culture of our program that when we're in hometowns, if families want to be able to go to our players' houses or spend time with their families, I think that just helps get to know each other way better. So it was a nice night last night.
What do you feel you got out of your three younger middles today?
You know, I thought they all did really well. You saw, you know, Kenna Richard last year, didn't get to see her after really the alumni game. She did a great job. Yanni was a great blocker. Some of the things we see in practice, you just never know if they're going to execute in matches. So it was really impressive. You know, Manaya, she might not statistically had a great game, but she's as physical as ever. And I think that that's going to be a battle in the middle.
What has Bergen meant to the program just in your first season plus now?
You know, you can talk about her before I was here. She obviously is a 3-time All-American and Setter of the Year, and just the talent level that she brought in from her freshman year kind of changed the setter position. I don't know if there are any other freshman All-Americans, maybe one, you know, in the last however many years. So for her to come in and do that so young was huge for the program overall. But just to me, you know, she's been somebody I can really trust, and we have a lot of conversations, and you know, you feel like she has a great pulse on the team, and to be able to have somebody that is really consistent with their demeanor and the way they play as a coach, to have put a lot of trust in them and know you're going to get truthful answers. I think that really helps as a new coach coming into a program, and it just bleeds into the rest of the team. So for me personally, she's done a great deal, and you know, without the way she is, I don't think we'd be sitting here after having one loss in 2 years, a year and a half.
Earlier in the week, you talked about Christy and how you looked up to her and you'd be looking forward to coaching against her today. What was that experience like for you?
It was good. You know, I've always looked up to Christy as a coach, and when I was a young girl going to Husker games, watching her lead and reading about her, then watching her get into coaching, you know, Iowa State has always been a great program. They were in the Elite Eight. You know, I remember that I had just got to one of my first coaching jobs, and to see her in that position, and, you know, also doing great with Nebraska recruits and just building a program, you know, as somebody that as a woman, you definitely look up to in the coaching world. It feels like there aren't that many women that stay in it. You know, Christy's stayed in it and continued to build a successful program the right way. And it's, you know, really fun to be able to have a mentor like that.
How open would you be to scheduling more of these regular season against Iowa State?
Well, we're going to schedule as many games as we can, hopefully, in the future. I don't know if we'll be on the road as much, you know, when our gym is done, but hopefully we can schedule best teams we can.
What do you think this gives, like, you guys travel to a lot of small towns, what do you think this really gives your players to see more fans follow?
Yeah, one of the biggest surprises to me coming to Nebraska has been the fans on the road. And whether it's in the fall or the spring, it's pretty amazing to see the support that we have all over the country. And, you know, coming to a small town-ish, I wouldn't really call Sioux Falls a small town, but, you know, coming where everybody's appreciative that we're here, they're laying out the red carpet, it puts it into perspective just, you know, where our program's at, and that we don't want to take that for granted. And we want to continue to sports bring people joy. So we want to continue to do that as much as we can around the country.
One more question for Coach.
Did anyone surprise you when you seen the practice and maybe stuff up there level, like actual match?
No, I think everybody did great. So I was expecting everybody to do really well.
Thank you, Coach. With that, we will have some players come and join us.
From left to right, we have Bergen Reilly, Skyler Pierce, Gabby DiVita, and Virginia Adriano.
Go ahead with the questions. Are you ready?
Talked about it for a while, but nothing did actually. So like, what did that hear?
It was awesome. I saw a lot of familiar faces in the crowd, and just happy that I could bring my team home, and got to have a little team dinner last night with my family, so that was fun. But yeah, I think the crowd showed out, and it was really fun. We played really good too, so can't do bad about it.
Your sister's shirt out there.
Yeah, selling my shields.
With how do you deal with this level that you need? Sort of job, they'll want to deal with the expectation, pressure, excitement. How do you kind of corral that? Or
Just really leaning into my teammates. I think everyone knew that this was a special day for me, but I also know at the end of the day that it is a game and kind of once the game starts, all that stuff goes away. So, yeah, just giving my teammates so that I can also help myself safe with this.
Yeah, I mean, this was your first time playing indoor with the team. What about like for you?
It was super fun. I mean, this has been a dream of mine for a really long time. So just getting to play with like this group and just we had so much fun out there and it went really well. So
What's been your mindset of just coming to this kind of five-year thing?
just work as hard as I can. I mean, everybody's good here, and so we all feed off each other, and I think that's a really big thing. So just working as hard as I can, finding ways to score.
Can you stand around for the first two sets? I mean, how did you kind of stay loose and get ready for you actually got into the match?
Yeah, I mean, the bench was super energetic, so that was super fun. So we just hyped everybody up, and I mean, I think that kept us all pretty warm. So
Virginia, what helped you get off to such a strong start?
I feel like I'm always a little bit stressed and anxious at the first game, and I feel like that's always been like that. It always will. But as Bergen said, leaning to my teammates and trying to smile, which is what I've been working on, and keeping a positive energy. I feel like that's been helping me a lot. And then like with actual volleyball.
Do you feel more confident this year? I mean, you've been here for almost a year now. Do you feel more comfortable around your teammates in your game?
Yeah, definitely. It really helped. Now I do feel very confident and comfortable. And I mean, of course, the first season started a little bit rough, but by the end, I feel like I was able to show what I've been working on. And I feel like this game was really good, especially because it was the first game. So as I said, I was a little bit stressed, but I think it went great. So.
Where's the difference in the confidence? Is it just being in more rhythm, just hitting? I guess what specifically is different with that?
I feel like I know I keep repeating this, but staying positive, especially maybe when I do a mistake, not trying to not put my head down, but like keeping it up and trying to think to the next ball. I know it sounds really like basic, but it's really been helping me. It's something that I've tried to work on before coming here, but it wasn't really like a big focus, especially because just the way we play overseas is not, this is not a really big thing. I'm explaining myself, but so yeah, trying to do that, it's really been helping me, especially in practice, and then putting this in the game.
Sky,
You had a really strong start too. Just where did that come from?
I think it's just been the preparation that we've had a couple of weeks now in indoor and getting used to playing back indoor and being with my teammates again and just playing 6-on-6 has been a good adjustment for us. I think that's really set all of us up for success for today and getting us all prepped for the rest of our season.
You had 8 kills and 9 swings too. I mean, where's your confidence level at?
It's high. Yeah, I mean, it really helps with having teammates that help lift me up, especially if I'm having bad practice or throughout the last season and the season before that. Like having a group of girls that really lift me up when I'm doing good, it helps me build my confidence and have more confidence going out there to swing hard.
How much of a chip on your shoulder are you coming in this season? Just obviously the first 2 years may not have gone on to play.
Yeah, definitely a chip on my shoulder. I think the last 2 years have been preparation for this year and the years to come. So definitely taking everything I've learned in the past and all the mentors I've had and using everything I've learned to my advantage.
You played here before. What was the atmosphere today like compared to what you experienced in Pentagon?
Yeah, it was really cool. I don't know if I've ever played when it was like completely sold out. So it was really fun to have that atmosphere and get to experience that. And I'm glad that we could bring a little bit of a show to people in Sioux Falls.
Bergen, has it set in that like this is the beginning of what's going to be your senior year and that it is starting here and just how far you've come this season? Have those things even set in for you yet?
Not at all, but it is cool that I can say that at least, even if it doesn't feel real in my head. But yeah, it feels just kind of like a full circle moment to be able to start off my senior year back in my hometown.
Bergen, we talked the other day about just the evolution of volleyball here back at your home. Was there anything that you kind of weren't expecting to feel seeing all the little girls out there with your merchant stuff on?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of see that everywhere we go, and there's definitely a lot of Bergen Reilly shirts, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I I mean, Coach texted me yesterday, Coach Cook, and he said, when I was recruiting you, you said you wanted to put Sioux Falls on the map for volleyball. And I feel like this was another step in the right direction there, and just seeing how many people care and it sold out so quick. Like I think that it's really going in the right direction, and it makes me really happy to see.
It'd be probably ridiculous for to call this a nerve-wracking day for you, but I mean, it's a special and unique one. How would you describe coming up here, the team dinner last night, and then just knowing you're going to play with them in front of your hometown fans? And what was it like to bring them?
Yeah, it was a lot of emotions. I would say definitely some nerves. I felt like everywhere I looked in the crowd, I saw someone I knew, which is not normal. So that was really cool. But yeah, like I said, I think just everyone knew that this was going to be special for me, and they did a really good job making it feel that way, but then also locking in once the game started. So I think that Nebraska does a really good job of making the special things special, and also continuing to do our job in Tennessee games.
And for any of you, what was it like to come up here with her the last 24 hours or so? See what it was like for her. How excited was she, or did she talk about it much when she found out she was coming?
Yeah, I think Bergen definitely was excited. I think that instilled in us to make sure we did our job on and off the court to make this a unique situation for Bergen and make sure it's special for her and to end up with a win.
Good. That's a great question. What was it like to kind of finish out with the ace, and how excited was that? Where it kind of going through?
Yeah, I mean, aces always feel good. Been trying out a little bit of a new serve, so that was the first time I've done it in a game. I did it a few times before that, but it was cool to see that work out.
One more down here.
Virginia, you weren't here in the spring last year, obviously. How important for you is having these matches and just the last summer and everything to get around the team and get momentum into the season?
It definitely is very important, and I can see how it helps because, as you said, last season I came in right at the season and I didn't have any big preparation before that. So I feel like it's really helping. So beach volleyball, it's like having something different to work on, but keeping the same goal, of course, keeping the same intentions in what we do. And yeah. And
Do you remember what you were doing this time?
this time I was done with my season. Yes, I was done. Yeah. It finished in March, if I remember. Yeah. So.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.